Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh teman-teman tampil lovers. Berjumpa lagi di video kali ini. Insyaallah kembali kita akan informasikan berita-berita terupdate mengenai UFC. Kalian yang punya pertanyaan silahkan tulis di kolom komentar. Insyaallah kita akan jawab di kesempatan video-video selanjutnya.
Ilia Topuria unbothered by future opponents ahead of UFC 317 lightweight title fight. Ilia Topuria is laser-focused on UFC 317 and not losing sleep over who comes next. Set to headline UFC 317 against Charles Oliveira, Topuria will compete for the vacant UFC lightweight championship. The belt will be officially relinquished by Islam Makhachev the moment the main event begins, as Makhachev moves up to welterweight. Confident as ever, El Matador believes Oliveira, known as Du Bronx, won't be able to stop his momentum. And when asked who might be next in line if he wins the title, Topuria had one simple answer: it doesn't matter. Topuria, the result will be the same for everyone. Speaking at a WOW FC press conference in Spain, Topuria addressed questions about potential title defenses. Names like Paddy Pimblett and Arman Tsarukyan came up, but the undefeated Georgian-Spanish fighter shrugged them all off. "I have no idea," Topuria said. "I will be there on June 28th. First, it was going to be Islam, then it was Charles. If Charles falls, it would be Arman. The result for everyone will be the same. I'm going to win." Debate time. Who deserves a title shot if Topuria wins? The hype train Paddy Pimblett or the surging Arman Tsarukyan? Drop your take in the comments below. Topuria also gave a glimpse into his training camp, which he says has been world-class. "The camp is going super well," he stated. "I've brought sparring partners from different parts of the world. I'm going to collect what I've earned with my work." Topuria made the move to lightweight after vacating the UFC featherweight title, which he defended successfully with a brutal KO over Max Holloway. He enters UFC 317 with an unblemished 16-0 record, featuring 6 knockouts and 8 submissions. Only 2 of his fights have gone the distance. Topuria's message is clear. He's not looking past Oliveira, but he's not afraid of what's coming after either. For now, all eyes are on June 28th. Stay tuned for all UFC 317 updates right here on Maka News.
At UFC 317, the lightweight title bout between Ilia Topuria and Charles Oliveira is set to be a masterclass in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, BJJ, pitting Oliveira's record-setting submission prowess against Topuria's undefeated grappling acumen. Charles Oliveira. The submission maestro Charles Oliveira holds the UFC record for the most submission victories, with 16 wins by submission. His submission arsenal is diverse, including rear naked chokes, guillotines, anaconda chokes, and arm bars. Oliveira's aggressive grappling style is evident in his 46 submission attempts, the second highest in UFC history. Notably, he has achieved 4 consecutive submission victories, tying for the 3rd longest streak in UFC history. Oliveira's submission victories have come against top-tier opponents. He submitted Dustin Poirier via rear naked choke at UFC 269 and Justin Gaethje via the same technique at UFC 254. His ability to secure submissions against elite fighters underscores his exceptional BJJ skills. Additionally, his offensive transitions from striking to grappling are seamless, catching many high-level fighters off guard. Ilia Topuria, the rising grappling threat. Ilia Topuria, though newer to the UFC, has demonstrated impressive grappling capabilities. With 8 submission victories in his professional career, he averages 1.62 submission attempts per 15 minutes in the octagon. Topuria's ground game was notably showcased in his submission win over Bryce Mitchell via arm triangle choke at UFC 282. He displayed both positional dominance and finishing ability against a seasoned grappler. Topuria's submission arsenal includes triangle chokes, rear naked chokes, guillotines, anaconda chokes, triangle arm bars, and arm triangle chokes. His versatility in submissions, combined with his undefeated record, makes him a formidable grappling threat. While he hasn't faced as many high-level submission artists as Oliveira, his flawless execution and calm under pressure show a high ceiling. Comparative analysis. Statistically, Oliveira surpasses Topuria in submission victories and attempts. However, Topuria's undefeated record and high submission attempt rate indicate a potent grappling threat. Oliveira's experience and diverse submission repertoire give him an edge in grappling exchanges. Conversely, Topuria's youth and momentum could pose challenges for Oliveira, especially if the fight remains standing. Topuria's style is pressure-heavy with strong positional control. Unlike Oliveira, who is more willing to fight off his back, Topuria often establishes top control and punishes opponents before hunting submissions. This contrast could define the grappling narrative. Oliveira thrives in chaos, while Topuria imposes order and structure. The question becomes whether Oliveira can force Topuria into deep waters, or whether the younger fighter's control will nullify Oliveira's offense. Prediction for UFC 317. If the bout transitions to the ground, Oliveira's extensive submission experience may provide him with opportunities to capitalize on any openings. However, Topuria's resilience and evolving grappling skills could neutralize Oliveira's advantages. The outcome may hinge on Topuria's ability to maintain composure under Oliveira's pressure and exploit any defensive lapses. Oliveira's willingness to get taken down to bait submissions could backfire against someone like Topuria, who has tight positional awareness and rarely leaves limbs exposed. Conversely, if Oliveira can create scrambles or force Topuria to overcommit in transitions, his lethal finishing instincts could end the fight in a blink. In what promises to be a razor-thin contest, the winner may ultimately be the man who dictates where the grappling exchanges take place, and on whose terms. In conclusion, while Oliveira's submission record is unparalleled, Topuria's rising grappling proficiency makes this matchup a thrilling contest of BJJ mastery. The fight's trajectory will likely depend on who can impose their grappling strategy more effectively. For fans of ground fighting and high-stakes technique, UFC 317 could deliver one of the most compelling grappling battles in recent lightweight history.